Alright, what's up guys? My name is Spooky, and this is a quick video about Guilty Gear Strive that's going to talk about dealing with defensive throws. Sometimes your opponent grabs you on wake up. They're grabbing you out of everything, even your meaties. Sometimes they're grabbing you out of block strings even, or they're just grabbing you in awkward neutral situations that you're not used to. So this video is going to teach you about dealing with those throws and the techniques that the good players use to deal with that defensive throw, spammy throw, whatever you want to call it. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to us here at Team Spooky for even more Guilty Gear Strive, tournament action, and other footage too. We appreciate the support, everybody. Anyway, I'm going to jump into training mode really quick and show you exactly the type of thing I'm talking about. So here are some places that I noticed that people get grabbed a lot the way they really shouldn't. Sometimes they go for their meaty and they're a little late and they get grabbed. That's one. Or sometimes people, they just air dash really poorly. Something like that, and they get grabbed out of it. Or even your block strings. Let's say the opponent sometimes can grab you on hit just like that, grabs you out of your block strings, right? So these are things that people will do. Even good players will do this stuff if you get too aggressive or you get aggressive in the wrong way. The first thing you have to really understand is that the fastest button in this game generally is around the 3 to 4 frame range. Sometimes jabs are even 5 frames. Like this stand jab is a 5 framer. I think this one is 4 frames, around that range, right? Throw is 2 frames. Very important. So no matter what, if the two of you are next to each other and you press a button at the same time, if I press a jab and the opponent presses a grab, their grab is going to win. If I press a grab and you press even your fastest button, even an uppercut, okay? Even uppercuts can get thrown in this game, a lot of them. So even your uppercut, you try to wake up uppercut and I grab you, guess what? The grab is going to work because it's a 2-frame grab. It's going to grab your uppercut even before you get off the air. So knowing that, you got to be very specific about how to deal with throws. So I'll show you some of the techniques that the players use. The first technique is perfect meaty. And what that means is that you cannot leave even a single frame gap in your meaty post knockdown. But this is one that really works, so here's an example. See, very important there is that I can't be late. If I'm late, he's going to grab me. So it has to be perfectly spaced. You got to really practice this. But if you practice, very worthwhile, as you can see. It's a guaranteed counter combo. That means that if you know they're doing this, you could even do a string that you know is not a normal combo, but it's a guaranteed counter combo, like the one I'm using right now, the S. So you can counter, and you get a guaranteed counter combo. So that's really important. So that's technique number 1. Use that one a lot. Perfect meaty. Technique number 2 that's related to this, I don't have really a way to show you this with Angie, but your character may have this. The same thing. If you have a button or a move that is throw invincible, but is also a good meaty, that is one thing to throw out there. You can even be late, because if they do their wake up throw, your throw invincible button will go through. So that's also related to the perfect meaty. It's a similar technique. You meaty with the throw invincible button every time. So now I'm going to show you another technique that's similar. This is what I call space button. And the idea behind this is that you space your button so that if they throw, it won't work. And so there's a lot of ways to do this. You can even do something like this. And you can just space yourself out so that the throw won't work. The idea behind it is that you want to be kind of at this range here. See, you want to be just outside of throw range so that whatever button you do is going to reach them. But if they're scared and they mash a throw, it's not going to reach you. And it's also going to keep you somewhat safe from their down punch because you're going to be at a range where like neither really work that well, but guess what? Your string works. So very important technique that you can use there. Once again, the technique is space button. You knock them down and you space your button so that their throw won't work. So that's number 2. Another thing you can do is you can use what we call a perfect gap string. And so the idea behind that is that you use a block string. Let's make the soul block really quick. And during the block, what we're going to do is we're going to use a block string that has exactly a 1 frame gap. It's a little, give me a second, we'll get it. Anyway, if you do it perfectly, exactly 1 frame gap. There we go. You leave a perfect gap in your string, so that's exactly 1 frame. Then even if they try to grab you, they don't have enough frames for that because throw has a 2-frame startup. This is a more advanced technique. It's hard to get it every time. You know, if you see that I'm messing it up a few times. But if you get this down, it's very worthwhile. Now, I have a pre-can string that I can do the same thing with. This string works every time, which I do close sets, down heavy. They grab there. It never works. It's a guaranteed counter. So this also a similar technique. I use this pre-can string, and then I know no matter what, if they try to grab, they're going to get countered for trying to grab me. It does not matter because there's just not enough frames there for them to do the grab. I'm also spacing myself with that. So that's another trick you use. Again, it's the perfect gap string. It has just the right gap where even if they try to throw you, it does not work. So what else? The last one that we can talk about is a spaced string. There's 2 more, I'm sorry. And a space string, the idea behind it is if I do this string point blank, they can grab me. But if I space the string, this is similar to the space button we talked about. If I do the string from this range, they'll get counter hit. See, this is very subtle. So take a look. Point blank, this won't work. But if I space the string from this range, it will work. That's a big difference. And this, I can get a combo from. So really important. Space string is very similar to the space button with technique we talked about, but the idea is that you're doing a string that does have a gap for them to throw, but they're too far away for their throw to reach. So that's important. The last one that we're going to talk about, guys, is neutral jump mix. And this is a good mix because it also beats a lot of other things. It doesn't just beat wake up throw, but it happens to beat wake up throw, so let's talk about it. And the way that this mix works is that you knock them down, and at the last second after you're knocked down, what you want to do is you want to jump and trick them and make it look like they can grab you. So here's an example. And what's nice about this is that when they're recovering from the throw, they're in counter hit state. So if you do this and you see that the hit is going to counter hit, you can actually go for a guaranteed counter hit combo if you have a special one. I usually just do a regular combo here because I don't really have a special counter hit combo for that. But some characters, when they're coming down with a jump heavy like that, that's a counter hit. You have a special combo in that situation, so you can utilize that. Anyway, here's some examples of what I would do. So that's an example. That's a type of punish that I would use in that situation. So once again, the idea is a neutral jump mix. So at the last moment, you jump and you defeat their wake up throw. Cool. Anyway, guys, there you go. Those are some techniques that you can use that really help you out in Guilty Gear Strive with dealing with throws, throw mix-up. Once again, I'll show them all to you. So the first technique is the perfect meaty. You meaty just right, and then they can't do anything with their throws. The second is throw invincible button, which I don't have with Angie, but your character may have. It's the same deal as the perfect meaty. You knock them down, and then you use a throw invincible button so their wake-up throw does not work. The next technique is space button. Once again, you space your button so that you're out of the range of their wake-up throw. Or their counter throw, whatever type of throw it is. Then there's also the perfect gap string that we talked about. You do a string that has exactly the right gap, where if they try to wake up throw, it won't work. Or if they try to throw in the middle of your string, it also won't work. They'll get counter hit instead. So that's the perfect gap string. Related to that, there's also the space string that we talked about. It's the same deal. If they try to block or anything like that, they'll get caught by your string because it's spaced out at a range where the grab won't work. But again, you can't do it too close. You got to actually make sure it's spaced like this, because if you do it too close, they can still throw you, as you just saw. So that's the space string. And the last one is the neutral jump mix that we talked about. Neutral jump at the last second. Go for your little combo. Take advantage of the situation. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for supporting the channel. As always, once again, if this advice helped you out, don't forget to like us, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with more Guilty Gear techniques and videos for you all very soon. And thanks for supporting us. Look out for more NOBC action as well coming soon on the channel. Peace out, everybody.